Hi, this is Joe Chambers. Welcome to Musicians Hall of Fame Backstage from the Vault Series. The Vault Series are one-on-one interviews that were shot as far back as 2004 for usage throughout the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum here in Nashville. These have never been seen by the public before, and if you like them, please hit like, subscribe, and your notification bell so that you don't miss any of our new uplinks every week. Thank you.
Who the heck knows? I mean, you go in and you plan stuff, and you don't know what's going to be a hit or not. If I think it's going to be a hit, it's guaranteed not to be a hit. Africa, the song Africa, Toto, right? I said, that almost didn't make the record. Because we were going, I don't know, man. I don't know if that fits, man. I don't know. I'm not sure about that with the lyrics. The lyrics are kind of like, what does that mean, you know? And I actually told Paige, I said, dude, if that's a hit record, I'll run naked down Hollywood Boulevard. Well, I've still yet to do that because, you know, now I don't have my baby taken away from me and being arrested for being a pervert. But let's just put it, suffice to say that I do not know how to call a single. Some of the songs I thought this is going to be a smash, didn't happen. I play on records, I go, this is complete cheese, and it would be a #1 record. I'm not going to name any artists because I'm not like that, but I mean, some stuff I just go, it's baffling to me. I play on stuff, but I was never the guy who would call the hits. You know, some people have an ear for that. They know, no, this is going to be a big hit single. I was not that guy.
Georgie Porgy?
Yeah, I sang that one.
And what did you think? Did you not think it was going to be a hit?
I thought that was an oddball song to have on the record because it was like, you know, we wanted to be a rock band. But Dave had him in the nursery rhyme thing, you know, I thought that was a little kind of cheesy, but, you know, Dave will love it that I said that. But the groove was great, and the changes were really cool. You know, and then Dave, Bobby wasn't the right voice for it. Dave tried to sing it, and he goes, he said, Luke, why don't you give this one a go? So I think that was the first song I sang on the first Toto album.
In '99? What'd you think on that?
That was never a favorite of mine. I thought the track was great. I thought the playing on it, and that was like one of those one-take things where we jammed out at the end. That was never discussed or rehearsed. I thought Jeff and Hungate played their asses off on that, and Steve Lukather. I love all the keyboard stuff. I just didn't dig the lyric. I thought, what the hell is 90? What does that mean? I thought people, and then hence I was right. I called that one right because people go, what is that, a song about Get Smart or something like that? You know, the chick that was on Get Smart. No, it was a takeoff on THX. You know, the George Lucas movie. Where everybody had numbers instead of names. At one point, he was singing Valentine, which I hated even more. And Jeff was going, nah, man. Jeff was always like the coolest guy. I mean, he looked down with the glasses. Like, nah, man. Because we had this great track. I mean, lyrics were not, especially early on, man, were definitely not our forte, man. And we deserved the criticism that we got. Because we were musicians. We wanted to play these great tracks. Oh, yeah, we got to have words to go. We have great melodies and stuff like that. But some of the words were just kind of like, we should have spent more time with that. And David was writing a lot of the early stuff. And then, you know, as we got older and more into it, we got better at it. And we were a little more sophisticated. But, you know, it's like life. Everything's a work in progress. You can look back and say, well, that was a hit record, so, I mean, people listened to it. But, you know, some of my favorite tracks on the Toto stuff were the album cuts, you know. Some of the stuff that was more muso, less commercial.
Well, like as a listener, at that time, I mean, we were playing in a band, all that stuff too, and went to the gigs. I mean, like you said, you hear a song, it'll put you right back in a certain place, like Burning Leaves in the Fall or something. You know?
Yeah.
And every time I hear like '99 or Hold the Line, or whatever, I'm on a certain interstate in Nashville heading toward Opryland Hotel to do a gig or something. You know?
Yeah, well, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
But the '90s, I didn't even think about it. I was just like, '99. You know, I was just digging the song.
It's like I said, it's a great track, but you know, I just thought the lyric was kind of like, ugh. You know.
I didn't know, but I had no idea what it meant. I just thought I was stupid. That's how I felt about everything. If I don't understand it,
It would have made more sense if it was '69. I've been waiting so long. You know what I mean? But then again, that's just me. You know, I immediately go to the toilet area with my humor. You know.
Yeah, people would like that. I would remember it for sure.
They wouldn't have played it.
So, Hold the Line. Did you think that was?
I felt pretty good about that one. I have to say that was one that everybody gravitated towards. That just seemed to make sense. That was a pretty good example of how we envisioned the band to be like a funky rock and roll band. In other words, it wasn't just like power chord stuff. It had a groove. That was like our take on Hot Fun in the Summertime. If you think about those two songs groove wise, you could see a correlation between the groove, but I just put harder edge guitars on it. You know, those were the days like we used to put strings and horns on songs that would have riff records where the bass and the guitars would be playing the same thing. It got to the point where Hungate got mad at me once. He goes, "Stop playing my parts!" Like he'd come up with a great part, and then I'd mimic it with the crunch guitars. And I go, "Yeah, this is gonna be great when we put." He goes, "Come up with your own parts, for God's sake!" You know. And I said, "Well, Dave, but this is a sound we're creating and stuff like that." You know. Yeah, it's funny stuff. Then everybody started doing it. Like we didn't get a lot of credit for doing stuff like when we did, before MTV, we did like a concept video. You know, and they thought, what are we supposed to do with this? You know, what's a concept video? It's like, it's so bad. It's absolutely hysterical, the stuff. We were just kids. It was really funny. But nobody was doing it at the time. And then all of a sudden MTV hits. I think we were like the 4th video or something ever played on MTV because they didn't have any content at the time when it first hit. And then it just became this whole other thing, this whole generation of badness, really. I was never really a big fan. I always thought, well, why would you want to show people what the song's about, or what if it's a bad representation? I mean, had you seen a video of Stairway to Heaven, and it was something cheesed up, you go, wow, that's not at all what I thought it was supposed to mean. And a lot of times it didn't have anything to do with the lyric of the song. It was just stupid, you know what I mean? It was just you had to have a video because you had to be on MTV, and then at first they weren't supposed to have any commercials, and then they found a loophole, and they weren't paying performance royalties, they weren't paying BMI or ASCAP, It's like it became a huge money-making machine for everybody but the artist. And so I think, and plus it just kind of, it cheesed up rock and roll to me. It's like, guys, regretfully wearing a lot of things. It helped a lot of people's careers, it also ruined a few.
Well, the people that weren't pretty, that were great musicians, this way it's on the country end, it killed a lot of people's chances of ever having a hit record that could really sing.
No, there's no question about it.
I was with Marty Ryvins in the studio with Billy Sherrill, and Marty said, "Billy, this new video stuff is going to be unreal. It's going to change the music business. It's going to be the biggest thing ever happened." And Billy went, "It's going to kill it, and it's going to kill the romanticism. Nobody can make a video that can be better than what the guy sees in his own head."
Well, look. Patsy Cline was not a beautiful woman, but she was a badass singer. I mean, even if she grew up in that and singing the same thing, people go, "Oh no, maybe you're not pretty enough." Now, no offense, some people think she's beautiful. I mean, I'm not. I'm just pulling that out of the air because she just came in. She didn't even want to do that tune. I listened to a whole documentary on the radio once about how they made that song "Crazy," which I think is one of the great records of all time, as far as I'm concerned. But she didn't even dig the tune. She's like, "All right, we'll sing it once, okay?" And that was her one-time singing, the legendary record of all time. But people, it was based upon their ability, and if you could sing, you could play. Any warts you may have, not everybody looked like Elvis, but Elvis had it all. He looked the part, and but even when Elvis got old and beat down looking, people still went to see him because he could still sing.
He never got old though. 42 years old.
Yeah.